The laws of mathematics. Notice that the laws of physics are highly mathematical in nature. They would not work if there were not also laws of mathematics. Mathematical laws and principles include the rules of addition, the transitive property, the commutative properties of addition and multiplication, the binomial theorem, and many others. Like the laws of physics, some laws and properties of mathematics can be derived from other mathematical principles. But unlike the laws of physics, the laws of mathematics are abstract. They are not attached to any specific part of the universe. It is possible to imagine a universe where the laws of physics are different, but it is difficult to imagine a consistent universe where the laws of mathematics are different. The laws of mathematics are an example of a transcendent truth. They must be true regardless of what kind of universe God created. This may be because God's nature is logical and mathematical. Thus, any universe he chose to create would necessarily be mathematical in nature. The secular naturalist cannot account for the laws of mathematics. Certainly, he would believe in mathematics and would use mathematics, but he is unable to account for the existence of mathematics within a naturalistic framework, since mathematics is not a part of the physical universe. However, the Christian understands that there is a God beyond the universe, and that mathematics reflects the thoughts of the Lord. Understanding math is in a sense thinking God's thoughts after him, though in a limited, finite way, of course. Some have supposed that mathematics is a human invention. It is said that, if human history had been different, an entirely different form of math would have been constructed with alternate laws, theorems, axioms, etc. But such thinking is not consistent. Are we to believe that the universe did not obey mathematical laws before people discovered them? Did the planets orbit differently before Kepler discovered that P2 equals A3? Clearly, mathematical laws are something that human beings have discovered, not invented. The only thing that might have been different, had human history taken a different course, is the notation, the way in which we choose to express mathematical truths, through symbols. But these truths exist regardless of how they are expressed. Mathematics is the language of creation. The laws of logic. All the laws of nature, from physics and chemistry to the law of biogenesis, depend on the laws of logic. Like mathematics, the laws of logic are transcendent truths. One cannot imagine that the laws of logic could be anything different than what they are. Take the law of non-contradiction as an example. This law states that you cannot have both A and not A at the same time and in the same relationship. Without the laws of logic, reasoning would be impossible. But where do the laws of logic come from? The atheist cannot account for the laws of logic, even though he or she must accept that they exist in order to do any rational thinking. But according to the Bible, God is logical. Indeed, the law of non-contradiction is reflective of God's nature. God cannot lie, Numbers 23:19, or be tempted with evil, James 1:13, since these things contradict his perfect nature. Since we have been made in God's image, we instinctively know the laws of logic. We are able to reason logically, though because of finite minds and sin we don't always think entirely logically. The uniformity of nature. The laws of nature are uniform. They do not change arbitrarily, and they apply throughout the whole cosmos. The laws of nature apply in the future, just as they have applied in the past. This is one of the most basic assumptions in all of science. Without this assumption, science would be impossible. If the laws of nature suddenly and arbitrarily change tomorrow, then past experimental results would tell us nothing about the future. Why is it that we can depend on the laws of nature to apply consistently throughout time? The secular scientist cannot justify this important assumption. But the Christian can. The Bible gives us the answer. God is Lord over all creation and sustains the universe in a consistent and logical way. God does not change, and so he upholds the universe in a consistent, uniform way throughout time. Jeremiah 33:25. We have seen that the laws of nature depend on other laws of nature, which ultimately depend on God's will. Thus, God created the laws of physics in just the right way, so that the laws of chemistry will be correct, so that life can exist. It is doubtful that any human would have been able to solve such a complex puzzle. Yet, God has done so. The atheist cannot account for these laws of nature, even though he agrees that they must exist, for such laws are inconsistent with naturalism. Yet they are perfectly consistent with the Bible. We expect the universe to be organized in a logical, orderly fashion and to obey uniform laws, because the universe was created by the power of God.